Hi, I'm Lee from Gambling.com and today we're talking slots. Slot machines are often the most prominent type of game featured at land-based and online casinos alike. They are responsible for a massive amount of a casino's takings. In Las Vegas, a typical casino floor will often have 70% of it occupied by slot games. Slot games are divided into three basic categories: classic slots, video slots, and progressive jackpot slots. Today, we're going to talk about the last category, progressive jackpot slots, and explain what they are and how they differ to other types of slot games. So, what's a progressive slot game? On a progressive slot game, a winnable jackpot will rise as players put money into the machine. It rises because the game contributes a small percentage of each amount played to said jackpot. This is why the jackpot on these machines is called progressive, because it's not a fixed amount and it's continually changing and growing. Generally, there are three types of progressive slot machines available at land-based and online casinos. This is a jackpot that's specific to an individual machine. Bets placed on that machine and only that machine contribute to the winnable amount. You'll normally find that the potential jackpot winnings on a standalone progressive slot will fall under the 10,000 mark. At one point, this was the only type of land-based progressive slot available. They're not manufactured as often nowadays, but they can still be found relatively easily on casino floors throughout the world. They aren't available online in the traditional sense for reasons I will cover in our next section. Next up is the local progressive jackpot slot, which is provided by a network of machines within the same casino. The jackpot for a local progressive slot is often much higher, but because you're playing across multiple machines, your chances of winning it tend to be lower. Online, this replaces standalone progressives, as multiple players can play the same game at the same time in an online casino. There is no physical slot. The games are virtual, and you aren't restricted to a single seat. You are much less likely to find local progressive slots online because the smaller jackpots are difficult to market, even though they tend to have a wider range online than in a physical casino. Bigger jackpots entice more players, so for this reason, the local progressive slot will often be overlooked by smaller online brands which can only host a relatively small number of games. A network progressive slot links the same game across multiple casinos with one giant jackpot, similar in a sense to a lottery jackpot. Networked slots are very common online and offer even bigger jackpots than the land-based versions. When you're playing online, a network progressive slot can be available at hundreds of different casinos using the same platform and game developer. This is why you'll often see such massive jackpots across bigger games, as many players are contributing to the jackpot. So in conclusion, there are three types of progressive slots: standalone progressives, local progressives, and networked progressives. If you have a choice to play any of the three, think of the type of jackpot you'll be offered. With a standalone progressive slot, the jackpot is going to be less. With a local progressive, it'll be slightly higher, and with a network progressive, it's going to be astronomical. Hopefully you've learned a little more about slot machines from this video. If you'd like to try out some progressive slots online, click the video screen now to be taken to a list of top sites that offer them.